sweat. I'll give you that.
What's up, it's your boy Dick. Going back from that Area 51 raid. It was fun, got shot out a few times, but I made it back in one piece. So that way I can go ahead and provide you guys with some high quality content that, you know, would, you could probably live without, but it's cool though. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into the video. This is a Storm Drain update to the build that I made not too long ago. It's a really good melee build and it functions even better right now. So this is a solo nightmare build. What we went ahead and did was actually swap out the double void in the original set to the void Letos. So the void Letos is going to function pretty closely to the double void. It's such a marginal difference that it doesn't really matter too much. It comes down to aesthetic. So this is the upgrade from normal Storm Drain to the thick boy version of it. Alright, so this is the thick boy version. Looks really good. Pretty good looking mix set, if I do say so myself. And this is going to provide you with, in most cases when you're getting hit, 7.5% extra defense along with the 5% additional damage. And the double void is going to give you 15% extra defense. They are, like I mentioned before, functionally the same thing. And then for those that aren't familiar with the build, we'll go and give you a quick overview of that in a second. Another swap that I actually did was including Flicker Cloak into the build. Pretty decent in situations where you are going to get staggered anyway if you use Mantle of Thorns. So there are a couple of bosses that you cannot become stagger resistant to using Mantle of Thorns by itself. So that's going to be something like the Unclean Ones, Belly Smash. He'll go ahead and stagger you even with Mantle of Thorns, as well as like all the attacks from the Warden. The Warden's hits actually are going to stagger you as well. So running Flicker Cloak in those situations is going to work out really, really well for you. Quick shout out to the young Blaze Thundershade. They actually helped me get this set relatively fast because I could not roll and get the low lab to pop up. So hopped in the game with them. They able to run me through real quick, and yeah, we got to theory crafting. They also had basically the same concept for the upgrade as I did. We came to basically the same conclusion. Letos is so marginally different that it doesn't really matter. They do like running the Flicker Cloak along with the Mantle of Thorns in conjunction with each other. So that way they can go ahead and Mantle of Thorns first and then Flicker Cloak, and then within the duration of the original Mantle of Thorns, able to get another Flicker Cloak off. It's a more defensive option. It works well for mobbing, and it gives a better feeling of security. Personally, I like to run the Corrosive Aura and the Flicker Cloak, but it's cool though. I like it. So, hop into why I use Flicker Cloak and Corrosive Aura for different situations. Corrosive Aura is going to be your best slide in terms of damage, and it's also going to provide you a lot of sustain due to that additional damage. That's also going to ramp up your speed of how fast your mods get powered up due to that extra damage. So it is a super good, super good weapon mod. It's going to do more damage than Song of Swords in most situations that I've seen. Haven't seen Song of Swords do more damage than the Corrosive Aura. Probably due to the 40% versus the 30%. It just makes logical sense. And as a melee build, so they're going to be close enough to proc it anyway. So have the Corrosive Aura, Flicker Cloak, like I mentioned before, in areas where you aren't going to be able to become stagger resistant with Mantle, you can run Flicker Cloak. In situations where you are just going to be bulking through things and you can become stagger resistant, I run Mantle of Thorns. And then what else? Like mobbing, running Flicker Cloak, Corrosive works pretty well. And it's kind of a dance of figuring out which one you want to run in a certain situation. Both of these are really good mods, and Flicker Cloak is a good addition to the game. It actually helps melee have a couple more options and makes different fights more comfortable for them. So the quick overview of the build for those that aren't too familiar with the setup, because I don't know why you want to be familiar with it. I have millions and millions of subscribers. Alright, what do you call it? For those that aren't super familiar with the build, it's basically an elemental melee oriented build. You run the Storm Amulet for the best in slot to work well with Voice of Tempest as well as Beam Rifle. These are going to do a lot of damage for you. You want Voice of the Tempest because it's your best slot for elemental damage. Jungle Claw is also pretty good, but it's physical damage. You mostly will be running Voice of the Tempest sometimes you are going to run the Jovial Claw because of the resistances from the enemy with the lightning. You utilize Catalyst in order to bump up this number from 35% to 55%. That allows you to get those overload procs and do a ton of damage. Lead Timber is going to be really, really good to go ahead and give you that extra bit of HP regen and keep you alive. And the Root Circle is going to allow that sustain to continue to come more often, as well as allows you to do more damage. These two work in conjunction well with each other, as well as it offers a little bit more health per second. This you can think of as additional max HP, really, really good. And then this is going to allow you to get that little bit of extra defense, as well as being one of the bulkiest sets of armor. I think only the Leto's is a little bit bulkier, as well as that gives you that increased evasion window with one piece. That increased evasion window makes this build feel so much better, which allows it to compete really well with the Akari set, which is just going to have slightly faster attack speed, but not nearly as much of the bulk. Leto's armor, this is the new edition. This is the 5% extra attack. You can run double void if you do want to. The handgun that you use is up to you. I personally like to use the Magnum because I find that it does more damage in the pocket of time, able to shoot, move, rather than run the machine gun and then having to hold down the button. I like both, but I like the Magnum a bit more. A few people inside the community actually do like to use the submachine gun over the Magnum, such as Blaze, and then also Bolt, who is another member of our community that has tweaked a build a little bit with the submachine gun. So yeah, that's a quick overview of the items for this, and then we're going to go ahead and hop into the traits, and we are good to go. So yeah, it's basically set up for the traits. You really just want to go ahead and get as much bulk and as much damage as possible. You can see what I have the points into. I tried to scroll down, my mouse wheel didn't work, but I'm going to get that going. The core things that you actually want for those that are like probably just starting off the game or still don't really know about priority wise what they should go for melee setups. You're going to want Vigor 100%. You're going to want Mother's Blessing to give you that reduction. Warrior, Bark Skin, give you extra reduction as well. You want to go into the other resistance, which is Guardian's Blessing for the melee. And then for your primary stamina related trait, you want to go Recovery first. That's going to give you a much better efficiency than Endurance. Later on, when you have more points, you can put points into Endurance. And then Catalyst is going to go ahead and give you those extra lightning procs, which is going to ramp up the damage of the build a good amount. And yeah, you can see the other stuff that I put into the build: Swiftness, as well as the Rapid Strike. And those are basically like the core things that you want to make the build feel good. Everything else is just a big plus to the build, and you can go from there. So yeah, try it out if you guys haven't. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know, and I'll be in the comments below.